English in use. Read the text below and decide which answer A, B or C best fits each gap. Leprechauns Ireland, which is believed by many to be the land of magic, is commonly associated. 1. B. With leprechauns. Legend has it that leprechauns are tiny, red-haired, 2. Circa creatures, usually dressed in green clothes and pointy shoes. They live in 3. Circa remote areas of Ireland, and although they are not bad, they have a reputation for behaving badly and sometimes causing trouble to the people they 4. A. encounter. Here is one of the many stories known to Irish people about leprechauns. A man was walking in the woods when suddenly he noticed a n 5 b dazzling light in the distance. He went closer, and to his 6 circa astonishment, he saw a leprechaun sitting next to a pot of gold. The leprechaun was 7 b radiant with joy, but as soon as he realized he wasn't alone, he murmured something angrily and 8 circa vanished. The man, who was stunned by the incident, rushed back home to tell his wife. Strange, isn't it?
5b. Listening and speaking. Listening.
When Amy Treadway entered her house one evening, she encountered an awful scene. Broken lamps, papers all over the floor, torn sofas, and the kitchen cupboards open with cans and bags of food thrown on the floor. The first thought that came to her mind was burglary. She ran quickly to the phone and called the police. Detective Alan Keyes was soon at the scene of the crime. He was wearing a large tan trench coat with a missing button and old worn-out brown shoes. Despite his appearance, he had sharp eyes which moved across the room, taking in everything in a single look.
So, Miss Treadway, you say that the door was locked when you came home. Did the key turn easily in the door? Was there any difficulty in opening it?
Well, Mr. Keyes, I didn't notice anything at first. The door opened as it has in the past 3 years since I moved here.
And the outside windows seem to be intact, unbroken, you say. Do you keep your windows open or unlocked when you leave home?
No, never. In fact, the windows are set on an alarm system. If they're broken or opened, the alarm will be set off.
Have you ever given your house one, a friend, your parents, brothers or sisters?
Well, my parents do have a key, but then again they live in London. Other than that, I haven't given my key to anyone. Unless someone stole the key from my parents, made a copy and then returned here to Newcastle, I can't imagine how anyone could have got the key.
Nor I, Miss Treadway. So it would seem then that we either have an incredible thief who is able to pick a lock without leaving a mark, or, Miss Treadway, we're facing something much more evil.
Like what?
The door. Is it on the same alarm system as the windows?
Well, yes, of course it is.
And you haven't left this house since you returned home?
I've been here the entire time.
Then if the windows are intact and the door hasn't been opened, this could mean only one thing. The thief is still in the house.
Oh my goodness!
A sound is suddenly heard in the next room, a strange scratching. Alan Keyes places his hand on his gun and slowly makes his way to the door. He puts his finger to his lips as if to say, "Be very quiet," and in a flash he opens the door with a shout.
Gotcha!
And indeed, the clever detective had caught the culprit. In the next room, 2 small puppy eyes put the detective fearfully.
Milo! I'm so sorry, Detective, but when I saw the disaster here in my house, I completely forgot the most important piece of information. I just got Milo yesterday, and he must have got out of his room and caused this little mess around the house.
Indeed, this little mess. That would explain everything, wouldn't it?
Talk in pairs. Imagine that you both witnessed the strange event described in the news report below. Ask each other questions to find out more information and answer using your imagination and some of the vocabulary given. Strange lights in the sky. The citizens of Springfield were treated to a very bizarre light show on Sunday night. Witnesses say that at around 9 o'clock last night, a red light suddenly appeared in the sky, forming different shapes and lighting up the entire night sky. It was then quickly followed by an orange, a yellow and a green light, and all this happened several times. Some witnesses said that they also heard strong sounds. So far, scientists have no explanation as to what the lights could have been. Question. Answer. 1. Where were you and what were you doing? I was in my friend's garden having a barbecue. 2. How would you describe the sight? A red light formed shapes, then changed to orange, yellow, and green, visible for about half an hour. 3. What did you think initially? I thought they were fireworks, but realized they were too high. 4. What shapes did the lights form? Circles and spirals. 5. What sounds did you hear? Sounds like an aircraft landing, and screeching voices in an unknown language. 6. How did you feel? Amazed, then terrified, afraid of being kidnapped by aliens. 7. Where do you think they came from? If I didn't know better, I'd say aliens doing an experiment.